Hello there everyone, and welcome to a video here on my channel. Since it is the end of the year here, we are going to be talking about my favorite books of 2017. 2017 was a pretty slow year for me. I didn't get much reading done. I found myself reading a lot of contemporary, not much fantasy at all, and not much of anything at all anyways. But I did manage to find some favorites, and as per tradition here on my channel, I will be sharing the favorite books that I read this year. So this is not books that came out in 2017, but that I read in 2017. So the first books on my list are actually going to be my honorable mentions, and I call them honorable mentions because I don't really think that they were my top favorite, and also I'm still reading one of them, so I can't really count it on my favorites list, but I'm still going to put it in here so I don't have to put it in next year because I'm already loving it so much. I thought I'd just share it with you now. So the book that I am in the middle of reading right now is Dodi's book, Secrets for the Mad, and this is written by Dodi, or Dodi Clark. She is a YouTuber, and I have been following her videos for about 3 years now, so when she announced her book, I ran to the bookstore and bought it. This book is kind of a memoir. It's more like stories, so she's talking about her confessions, her obsessions, and her life lessons. So it's like things she's learned, things she obsesses over, her mental illness. I really connect with this, and as someone who's been following her channel for like 4 years now, all of her songs are in the book, so it's nice to like look back at one of my favorite musicians' like music. I really appreciate the story, and I'm halfway through it, about like a third way through it, and I'm just having a great time reading it, and I don't want to like speed up to finish it. I just want to take it slow, and I'm really enjoying it. My next honorable mention is probably a book that's going to be on so many favorites lists this year, and that is A Court of Wings and Ruin by J Maas. This series has been on my favorites list at the #1 spot for the past 2 years, and J Maas has been all over my favorites list and all over everyone's because her books are just good. But I feel like this year we all kind of adapted and grew to like more things, so this isn't my favorite book on the list, but it is getting one of the honorable mention spots because I did really enjoy it. I love these characters. I just think it's a great story and a great world, and I think this book really wrapped it up nicely. I did have a great time reading it, as you can tell by all my tabs, and I'm really sad that I have to say goodbye to these people. I know we're getting the prequels in the world and the sequels, and they're gonna have the same characters, so I'm really excited about this, but it's kind of upsetting that like this narrative is over. But I'm really glad with how it ended, and I did really like this book this year. So now that we're done with my honorable mentions, let's jump into my actual favorites list of this year. So I have 5 books on my favorites list, and all of them are contemporary. Well, one isn't a contemporary, but it's more like an essay, and so I really want to share these with you because they really changed my life this year, and I think they're amazing. So at the #5 spot, I have We Should All Be Feminists by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I read this at the beginning of the year. It is an essay of a TED Talk that Chimamanda gave, and it's talking all about feminism and white privilege and male privilege, and I just really liked it. It opened my eyes. I've always been a feminist for like my entire life. Since I knew what the word was, I have supported it, and I love this book. I think it's very true to what it's saying, and I think everyone should read it. Like, this is the book that I now say everyone should read. And if you haven't read it, I really recommend it. It's not long. I had a great time finding quotes. I actually made a video about this, if you want to see that. It's just a video of like artsy shots and quotes, but I really like that video, so if you want to go see that, I will link it. But I just really had a great time reading this book this year, and it was amazing. At the #4 spot, we have The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Alberti. This book has also been around the booktube world. It's on a lot of favorites lists this year because it was just really relatable and really good, and I loved reading this. I read this on a cruise ship, and so we didn't have Wi-Fi on the cruise ship, so I was reading like so many books, and I read this really quickly, and I just really connected with Molly, and I loved all the diversity in it. We have a pansexual character, a bisexual character, a lesbian couple that are Jewish, we have fat rep. It was just crazy full of diversity, and I really want more books to be like this in the future. I had a great time reading it, and I just loved every aspect of it, and this is one of my favorite contemporaries now, and I'm so glad for that. I really want to read Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda before next year when the movie comes out. I don't have much time, but I really want to do it because I just love her writing, Becky Alberti's writing, and I'm really glad that I gave this one a shot. Okay, so now we're getting into the top 3 of my favorite books of the entire year, and these books are some of the most special to my heart. I was really moved by these books this year, and they really, really shaped who I am as a person now, and so I am so excited to show them to you, and I hope you go out and read them if you haven't, or you tell me your thoughts about them, because I just love these books so much and I could talk about them forever. So my number 3 spot goes to A List of Cages by Robin Rowe. This is one of the first books I read this year and it moved me so much. I was so in love with this book. It is about a boy who finds his long-lost foster brother, and they both have to fight things in their own lives, and together they get through things, and it's really focusing on friendship and family and what it means to be kind. And I just think it's such a good message and it's such a good story, and it's not appreciated enough on YouTube and in the book world, and I really want it to become more popular because I think it's just absolutely brilliant. It has amazing mental illness rep. It plays into your mind so well, and it tells a great story, and so that's why it got the number 3 spot. The number 2 spot here on my list is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I got to go to the DC John Green event when he was on his tour, and so that's where I got this book. So it is actually signed, which just makes it even more magical to me, and actually this was the first book that I annotated. You can't see it from the outside, but I was tabbing it and I was also annotating it the whole time, and it made me so happy. I've personally always been against annotating books. I never want to ruin them. I don't want to make them wrong or like mess them up, but it was so enjoyable. I started doing it with pencil, and so if I didn't like anything, I could just erase it, and that just made me feel so free because I could express my thoughts, and now whenever I reread this book, I can go back and see what I thought, and I just think it's really fun, and it made this book so much more enjoyable for me to read. This book has amazing OCD rep in it. I connected with the main character so hard, and I just think that it's a book that like isn't told. Like, this story I don't think is told as much as it should be, and I really think that it is a book that is going to become an instant classic, not only because it's John Green, just because it is such a good story and it's so lovable, and it is just, it's amazing. Like, it's breathtaking. I can't even explain this book to you right now. Read it if you haven't. And the book that holds my number 1 spot on my list, this is the book that touched me the most this year. It was just amazing to read. I flew through it, and I loved the story so much. And that is Tash Hearts Tolstoy by Catherine Ormsby. I don't know if you've heard of this book. It's not the biggest book on YouTube and in the book world, but it is so amazing. I read this book right after I read Upside of Unrequited, and I was just really in this contemporary kick, and then I read this, and I've never connected to a character more than I did to Tash. It has amazing asexual rep. Tash is asexual, and she has this video blog where she tells Anna Karenina, but in like a YouTube format, kind of like the Lizzie Bennett Diaries, which is one of my favorite things ever. And so it's just really amazing to watch her have her YouTube channel and just go through life, and she goes to this award banquet, and it's just really amazing, and it's really relatable, and I just had such a blast reading it. I honestly can't tell you the last time I had this much fun reading a book, and I'm so glad I read this. Like, I will now be following Catherine Ormsby's career because I just love this book so much, and I really think it deserves so much more hype than what it has. So please go read this book if you haven't yet. So these were my favorite books of the year. I didn't get a ton of reading done this year, but I definitely read some really great books, and I'm so glad that you were here on this journey of 2017 with me. I hope your holidays were amazing. I hope that your new year is going to bring you everything you wish for, and I'm really glad to share the journey with you here. If you have any opinions on these books, or you want to tell me your favorite books of the year, please let me know in the comments, and if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're having a great day. Bye!